Hey crafters, I thought it'd be fun to do a video series based on the Tomb of Annihilation, you know, in that kind of jungle area. I'm going to have some crafts dealing with that kind of stuff. But this first craft I'm bringing you is just so cool. I'm so excited to show it to you guys. It's the zombie T-Rex from the module, and I was inspired by that, and I am so happy with how it came out. I can't wait to show you guys. So let's hit the table, and I'll show you how to make this super easy zombie T-Rex.
First off, I wanted a really nice T-Rex model, and here it is. I found this on Amazon, and here's a closer look. Now, I like it because it's really large and intimidating, but not too large that it would seem just impossible to be this big, right? So I like it. So I got my hot glue gun, and you can find the link below. I really like this glue gun because of the long nozzle, and that's what's key in this project. So I'm going to fill in some areas on the T-Rex. They're around the ribs, the mouth, and I'm kind of dragging it like muscles, right? I'm trying to make like muscle pattern on there. And the key is just squirt a little bit of glue and then kind of drag it with the metal nozzle. And that's what's so great about the metal nozzle. So same thing, I'm going to do it on the leg, like the muscle exposed on the leg there. And the other key is don't put too much glue. You know, it's better to start with a little and then add some. So I'm going to do some here on the mouth, above the mouth, underneath there. Some gore hanging down from the teeth. Just kind of drag it down. So nice. And I'll start doing the ribs. So I'll just pull beads of hot glue along where there's actually a rib cage on it, so it's easy to see where those would go. And yeah, here's another. I think I'll do the knee here on the belly. Cool. I did a big chunk on the tail there. And now what I'm going to do to accentuate the wound is kind of go around it with hot glue and pull away, pull outside the wound. And it looks like this flesh is ripped when you do that. It's really hard to see with this clear hot glue, but once we paint it, wow, this is really going to pop. Making that jaw there. Some ripped flesh. Cool. After I'd applied the glue, I noticed the foot was bent in a weird way, so I wanted to fix that. And I used my heat gun to fix that. You can check out my video for that, and it shows you exactly how to do that. And that worked very well to fix that. My next step was to black bomb the T-Rex, and now you can start to see the details all popping out, right? Really cool. So I then painted it with a light gray, just painted it with craft acrylic paint, and then I dry brushed it with a very light kind of ivory. And the ivory was really bringing out those details and really making it, I think, look like a zombie T-Rex. Oh, this is where it really comes to life, so to speak. The gore is really cool. It really looks neat against the lightish flesh, right? I just use like a cranberry and a bright red and kind of mix them while they're wet, and you get that kind of nice gore look. I also painted the tongue like kind of a sickly pink, kind of a raspberry pink. And then I just wash it a little bit with the red, right? I then painted all the claws and teeth with an ivory color, and I picked out the ribs with the ivory color also, and that gave a really nice effect against the gore there. And I added a little more gore on the ribs to make it kind of like the meat sticking to the ribs. One last thing I did for the bone is I added a golden brown wash, and that makes them kind of look aged and old, right? This step really helps bring out the detail when you add a wash, and I just use Black Magic Crafts technique. He adds a little bit of dish soap to the wash, and it helps it flow into the cracks because it breaks down the adhesion of the water, right? And I did kind of a brownish, a little bit of brown black wash on it, and it really pops the details. I wanted to add a few final details, so I put stripes on it with a metallic black, and that gives it kind of a nice sheen on that. I also did some areas with the just a black wash. I just took black paint and watered it down, put it around the eyes and kind of areas on the head to give it an interesting look. Last couple of details, I wanted to make the eyes look milky white, so I painted them white and then did kind of a gray pupil in there, so I thought that really looked good. And for the last bit, I added some water-based varnish to the T-Rex, and to give those, kind of ripped up areas like a gory, wet look, and that really works well. And you can check that at my links below the vid. So let's go to the table and take a look at this beastie in some terrain. Well, crafters, that was a bit scary, but now let's take a look at this guy. I am just so happy with this. Oh, watch out, Roderick and Hilda. Oh, gosh. I am so happy with this guy. I just think for the little amount of work we did on it, it really looks impressive. When you put this down on the table, people are going to freak out, and I'm going to play this to the hilt, make this thing nigh invincible. So, yeah, very cool. Check out the all the open wounds and everything, and I just think the pale color looks great, and just the gore, that's the wet gore, and I really like the milky white eye, particularly in the darkened eye socket. So I hope you guys enjoy this craft, and take care.
Hey fellow crafters, I hope you liked the vid, and if you did, why not give me a like. Also, check out the links below. I have affiliated links to all my crafting materials, as well as my website that has recommendations, and I get a small kickback from that does help me expand the channel and try out new materials and that kind of thing. So I appreciate it. It's no extra cost to you. It just gives me a little bit of kickback to support the channel, and I appreciate that. Another thing is I have my Patreon if you want to go to that level, and I have a super secret Facebook group for those people that join the Patreon. I also have extra content that I post on Patreon for those members, so consider that if you would, and check out my other vids and have fun crafting. Go forth and craft and have fun gaming.